There were four bands of Joys. There was a plethora of people who wanted to get far out, and I mean, taking into account where we were chronologically and what the music of the UK was all about in '66, '67, everything was looking really to America. You know, there was a big blues boom in the UK, the beginnings of Fleetwood Mac, and there was a lot of great stuff going on, but it was mostly British bands referencing American music. So that was perfect for me. I was completely and totally besotted by American, you know, the kind of rhythm and blues coming out of Texas and New Orleans, and I think by about 1967 we were fully aware of what was happening on the West Coast too, you know, with the Aeroplane and the Dead, and what would turn into Moby Grape, you know, Skip Spence playing with Grace Slick at that time and all that stuff. I've learned more and more. I've embellished my knowledge as the years have gone by, of course, you know. So now I filled in so many of the gaps, but at the time I was just thrilled by that music, and I created bands of Joys which would actually get my rocks off, really, in that way.
What is it about Nashville and the musicians that keeps you coming back here?
Well, there's so many of the buggers. I mean, they're everywhere, you know. It's like woodworm in England. There's so many people who are so good and so great, and also people are prepared to play outside of the zone that they are kind of, not, I wouldn't say comfortable in, but there's lots of genres within the Nashville genre. It's not country music at all. It's everything music. So you can get people to modify and transgress, move across into all sorts of zones within one afternoon's playing. You know, so there is, I think that kind of affords people a freedom, depending upon the material that you choose to work on. People then go about the sort of retelling of the musical story in so many different ways here. It's great. It's really good. Well, I think you just kind of collect stuff that you like, and it stays with you through time. When I was working with Alston, she was ready to start singing Betty Harris stuff. Can you imagine? That would be fantastic. I mean, really, really, really great songs. So well produced, fantastic stuff. But the thing is, now we're in another time. I can sing them songs. They're not woman songs anymore, you know. But it's just the kind of mood of these things. They're great. And also, it's not a pastiche. It's not the Honey Drippers, you know. It's like a kind of, that Honey Drippers thing was Armit's toy, you know. He used to travel around going, hey man, what, you know all these songs. I'll get Charles Brown in from Chicago. I said, what, you mean the Charles Brown come and play with me? No, I'll get Bill Doggett and all this stuff. And I'm saying, look, pal, I'm an English guy singing Sea of Love. It's cheese. It's Cookie and the Cupcakes or whatever it is, Phil Phillips and the Twilights or whatever. So that kind of was what it was, but this is deep, and I'm so glad to be halfway deep. In 1971, I was 23 and trying stuff out on the side of a Welsh mountain to try and budge over the whole idea of it being powerful rock. And what I was trying to do here was to bring all the beauty and the eloquence of these players, of Daryl's pedal steel, of, you know, of everybody's gift. You know, Byron's bass playing goes some great places. You know, he's a friend of Phil Lesh and Jack Cassidy. He's got all these different styles and mostly plays, you know, here, and is not in a position to actually use some of those stylistic things he's got. So the whole idea with this band of Joys is to open it up and let everybody play to their heart's content. So the material has got to be a combination of electric and acoustic, and it's got to be real. I never rehearse a performance per se. If I'm going to sing a song, if I'm going to record it, I really need to know what the instant will do what that very second would do to my, as David Frick would say, reading of the song. How cheesy is that? But I mean, I love you, David, but you know, but reading of the song. So I mean, I didn't want to know how I would have sang "Fallen in Love Again," the Kelly Brothers song, but I was waiting to get to the middle bit, because that's the drop down, that's the black bit there, you know, and I really wanted to sing like that always. The parody I'm worried about is being an older guy who thinks he's got it when in fact what he's doing is peddling the same old crap, you know, in different clothing. So long as I think I'm learning, then I'm okay.